We got ourselves a regular old game number 1 here on Nightshade. So let's pop on in. We have spawning in the lower right-hand corner. In the red, playing for Alpha X, it is our Protoss, Rodzyn. And his opponent in the upper left corner, in the blue representing Makers, it is Aqueron. All right, relatively normal openings. Looks like a gateway scout here out of Rodzyn. We'll see if he puts down the Cyber Core before Nexus. Safer thing to do, but of course Nexus a little bit later then. Guessing Aqueron is going to go for a bit of a Reaper expand here. Alright, we got some Rodzyn love in the chat. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There goes the Cyber Core. So it was Nexus first before Cyber Core though. Which means there is a possibility that the Reaper will get across the map before that first unit is out. But something I've noticed is if you keep the probe around to be annoying, the Reaper has to look for the probe before it comes across, and that buys you enough time to get your first Adept out or your first Stalker out. Alright, first Adept getting chronoed out, but Reaper not really looking for the probe this game. Probe went right home anyways, so nothing to look for. And it looks like the Adept will get out in a nice time here. Should be able to save any damaged probes. Cute little Reaper micro dancing around. Back at home, looks like Aqueron going for a factory, getting a reactor on the barracks. We'll see if he swaps them. Seems unlikely. Usually you build a factory here if you're going to swap. Right into a starport after that. Adept pushing away the Reaper. Stalker out just in case it jumps up the cliff. A couple of gateways coming up. The Robo is out. So Rodzyn wanted to go for those quick observers to get some looky-loos out on the map. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a Widowmine drop out of Aqueron. I wonder if he'll do anything with his clump of Marines too. Sometimes you see Marines get dropped with the Widowmine just to put out some consistent damage and make it a little extra annoying, but I don't find that is usually very effective. Alright, well, Observer will see that load up and move out as soon as it happens. And this Observer is going to be right in the path. Yeah, it looks like Rodzyn's very ready for this. Even warping in more units, getting even more ready. Reaper gonna check the main base, so this will be a nice scout for the Reaper. Ooh, that was close. 21 hit points on that bad boy. He's gonna have to go on home. Doesn't even get to drop the mines out. Reaper gets a kill though, look at that. Not bad. Twilight and Forge going up to follow that up for Rodzyn. feeling confident is stopping that. There's a quick third CC here for Aqueron. He did that before barracks 2 and 3. Oh, I love that repair. That repair is so nice. A lot of times players don't repair things. Obviously, sometimes you don't have time, but it's always nice to repair your things, especially medevacs. Double NG Bay coming up. Things looking pretty good for our Terran Aqueron. Meanwhile, things also looking very good for our Protoss Rodzyn. He's got 3 bases. He's up a few workers. He's got his +1 armor on the way. He's got Colossi on the way, Thermolance. But there's a bit of a push coming down, and he's only going to have 1 Colossus for it, which can get interference matrixed. Oh, not anymore it can't. And definitely not anymore it can't. 1 tank goes down. Oh, nice force fields. And a lot of these Marines going to go down before anything interesting is even really happening. Ooh, but a Widow Mine drop at the same time kills 13 probes. Aqueron trading army for army down here and taking out some probes in the meantime. Really nicely played there by our Terran to take the worker lead. It's 58 to 48 now. Starting to jump ahead in that. What do we have for production back at home? We got some morality boys coming out, some more barracks coming up. Not a lot of medevacs though. Medevacs are going to be pretty key here, especially the earlier you get them out, the better, because you need to start getting Vikings out to deal with the Colossus. This observer still seeing everything, and now that the Raven is gone, it's a little bit less scared of being out by where the army is. Ooh, gonna come back in for another Widow Mine drop. Is Rodzyn paying attention? There's nothing to distract him this time. Alright, looks like he'll lose 2 probes, and one of those mines will get on out of there to come back another day. Nice harassment so far. Blink on the way. +2 armor and +1 attack on the way. Is 1-1 finish for Aqueron. It is. Sorry, my mic actually blocks basically just that part of the screen, so sometimes I have to adjust to see the upgrades. Quality. 4th CC finishing up for Aqueron. He's getting his macro up real nice, getting another starport to put on a reactor, getting barracks, what is that, 6 and 7. Just macroing up real nice. I mean, this army supply definitely in Aqueron's favor a little bit. And he's going for a massive drop. There's no detection here anymore. Looks like that observer got cleaned up, so there's no scout of this. I like that a lot. Ooh, I don't know what was going on just there with those SCVs, but Blinkstalker's gonna come in. There's a few, oh, there's actually plenty of bio here to push that away. Oh, looks like a couple of medevacs came back to defend, and only 2 medevacs went out on the map. Well, not gonna go in and attack just yet. Spy just kind of sitting out here for now. 4 CC is down, turning into a planetary. Rodzyn also has his 4th down in mining. Both players, nice worker count, 79 to 72. Still in the Terran's favor. I mean, he's kept that lead. It's really nice for Aqueron. Upgrade lead slightly in favor of our Protoss, but only kind of. He's up 1 upgrade right now, but he'll be down 2 upgrades in a little bit. It's that weird back and forth. Stalkers posturing a little bit, but the sensor tower makes it tough for them to really do anything. big bulk of the army is down here, but we have double starboard production here. For Aqueron, he's getting ghosts out. He's getting a fusion core, which I assume is for lib range in this case and not going into battle cruisers like we saw versus Lambo. Oh, Zealot's getting caught out on the side here. This group of bios still hasn't really done anything. Could at any point try to run in and get some damage done. Alright, looks like Rodzyn maybe moving out a little bit. Oh man, these High Templar are just chilling out on the map. That's so interesting. Oh, and already beautiful storm. Some feedbacks going down too, and a couple of Vikings getting sniped off. Brilliant start to this fight from Rodzyn. Loses a couple of High Templar for it, but does a ton of damage to the army. It'll take a little while for these medevacs to heal everybody up. Fifth base moving over for Aqueron. No fifth base for Rodzyn. Been a little slow on that. Ooh, more feedbacks going down. How much ghost energy do we have? All right, there's actually quite a few ghosts sitting in the back here as well. Ooh, DT's moving into the third base. There's no defense here against that. In the meantime, Rodzyn wants to attack into the fourth as well. Ooh, only a small contingent of units here. Tank gets taken out. The rest of the bio is now coming back. Massive storm. Right on the ramp that Aqueron wanted to come down on. And, well, you know, to be honest, that wasn't too bad for Aqueron. He went down in workers, but he's still at 71. He still has that fifth base, which is now up and running. But Zealots are now coming on through. Will be seen by the sensor tower. Sensor tower is a very good unit. There's not a lot of storm energy here. And this is an orbital. I assumed that was going to be a planetary, but nope, goes for the orbital. Snipes off a High Templar. Oh no, save the command center. Save the command center, save the world. Rodzyn once again doing the double prong here with the Zealots moving in. Where are those Vikings? They want to get some stuff done. Oh, but flying through a storm. Well, they get one Colossus. We have more Colossi coming out. I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing Disruptors. Rodzyn is finally taking that fifth base. It feels a bit late. He also has Blink on the way for his Dark Templar. Upgrade-wise, it's definitely in the Protoss' favor right now. He's up one upgrade, and his +3 attack is a bit ahead of where the +3 attack is of Aqueron. Oh, there's the Disruptors. Okay. Disruptors are so important to have in this army, especially as good as EMP is these days. You need something that doesn't really get affected by it. Alright, Aqueron looking for a bit of a surround, but it's going to backfire a little bit as the Stalkers blink over to take out part 1. He could probably stim down here and actually get these. Ooh, gonna focus down. No, didn't quite get the focus fire. Oh, all right. As I said that, it looks like he changed fire and then actually got the Disruptor with the focus fire. Nicely done. Jumps in, picks off one Liberator. Every Liberator is so important here. Leaving a Disruptor, drop a Nova. Doesn't get anything with it though. Storm on the Ghost and the Vikings. Stalkers blink forward. That's a very, that's a forward blink. Big stim out of Aqueron's units. Kind of this subtle dance back and forth. Oh, massive EMPs all over the back line. So many of these units have 0 energy, 0 shields. But there's also 0 Vikings, and another couple of storms comes up. There's still disruptors available to throw out some Novas. More EMPs go down. Is it going to be enough? Ooh, kills that disruptor just in time. Liberator's going to go down. Aqueron in a bit of a tight spot right now. He's got a lot of his units in production. A lot of his supply isn't out here fighting. But walking into Liberators is not the most ideal situation here for Rodzyn. A relatively fortified position down here. Nonetheless, that's where Aqueron is going to try to attack into. A bit of a counter. But the Protoss army has moved over here, and Aqueron's not ready for it. He has so few units back at home. Well, Nova, I think it killed a ghost, but not too much more. Medevac almost dies to the cannons, but nice pullback. And again, there's no planetary here, which is so massive. Colossi finally goes down. Ooh, storm on the counterattacking units. And a big warp in. Just gonna pick up and get on out of there. So much going down for Aqueron though. 17 SCVs have gone down. And still, Rodzyn trading so well here. Meanwhile, back at home, I mean, things are pretty much the same as they have been. There's no big transition to carriers or anything. It's just getting out more Colossi, getting out more Disruptors, getting out more Storm. And of course, these supporting gateway units. Nova's being sent out. Nice snipe on the Liberator there. Oh boy. Oh, DT's once again coming in for some swibbity-swipity. They will get scanned and killed. Ooh! Blinks away. Gets killed anyways, but blinks away. Aqueron's still down about 30 supply. Mostly in workers. This Nova's not doing all that much. Gotta be careful not to spam your Novas because the cooldown is quite long. Ooh, massive EMPs. Those are some money EMPs. Can he capitalize on it? It looks like he should be able to take out at least an Archon and a Colossus. Trading a little bit for it. Another EMP goes down. Oh, the Novas come out. Nova's not hitting all that well. But the storms, the follow-up storms from the High Templar that weren't there. Oh, man. Liberator's going down like crazy. More storms, massive storms. That's going to be it. Aqueron's going to tap out of game number 1. GG gets called, and Rodzyn will start the series off strong. Aqueron had some good moves in that game, but Rodzyn was playing some fancy stuff, man. I'm actually really impressed with Rodzyn's play so far this tournament. For somebody I haven't ever really heard of or seen. Come in and just rock up like that. I love the kind of the random storms the High Templar set around. It's something that we see every now and then, and I always think, man, we should see more of that. Just waiting to get into game number 2. Hopefully we get ourselves a lobby link sometime soon. So many Colossuses. It's all the Colossuses. We're getting all our casters in. Everybody get in here. Get in, we got good StarCraft to watch. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Looks like all our casters are ready. Are our players ready? That's the next question. Ephemeron's going to be map number 2. We'll see if Aqueron wants to bust out any cheeky plays, any 2-base all-ins or proxies. Apparently, he proxies Lambo a good bit. So I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a proxy here against a Protoss Rodzyn. Counting down, we're getting in. We're loading into the game. We've jacked into the Matrix. And now we must find Morpheus. I don't know where I'm going. I'm getting delirious, guys. It's not good. Let's get into the game where I can talk about StarCraft and not sound quite so delirious. Spawning in the upper left of Ephemeron, our red Protoss player is Alpha X's Rodzyn. And his opponent in the lower right-hand corner in the blue, for Makers, it is Aqueron. Well, Lambo, he's not known necessarily for his consistency. He does struggle with that from time to time. Also, maybe more focused on IM. I'm not too sure. Hopefully we see a better performance out of him there. Sometimes that can happen where like your brain's kind of consumed with the big tournament, with the big thing going on in your life. And something like this comes up and it's like, just play on mechanics. And it isn't quite enough. Probe being annoying as it do. And then, yeah, Rodzyn did beat Petit Drogo. You know, I mean, that's PvP. Can you count that? Well, some may say yes. Looks like normal stuff here out of both players. Gonna be Nexus first before Cybercore. Reaper expand coming out of Aqueron. So, same starts as last game. No cheeses. Feels bad, man. Second barracks coming up, though. Is this one of those 1-1, 2-1-1 variations I've heard about? Guys, does this mean that the 2-1-1 is actually a good build? I'm a little bit shocked. I was told that the 2-1-1 is a bad build. You want me to drink water? I've been drinking water, man. I've had like multiple liters of water today. Thank you, though. I need to stay hydrated about to come back. Hey. Well, Stargate coming out of Rods in this game. So he's going to change it up a little bit. Going to go for that, go for a little Oracle play. Oh man, oh no, this is a 3 racks. Oh, I wasn't even watching. Oh man. Oh wow. Alright. And actually Phoenix coming out of Rodzyn. I don't think Phoenix is actually going to play out very well versus the 3 racks. This is pure Marine. Oh, he's getting combat shields? I'm so confused. So is this not a stim push? Or is he just going to delay long enough to get stim also? I feel like he has to hit earlier for this to really work. This is a one gas build. Guys, if this build works, I am stealing the hell out of this. Alright, we're the Phoenix. Phoenix are flying out front. Not really doing anything as of yet. Ooh, they're going to see a few Marines moving out. Just a few, though. They don't see the massive clump of Marines and SCVs. Oh boy, we got some boys being pulled. Not a lot. Not a lot. But like 8 boys. We got 8 boys coming out. I don't know, man. Rodzyn might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's trying to take a third base. That is not the time to do that. All right. Oh, all right. We got more Marines spilling across the map. I want to see some Sal SCVs in the chat. Get that spam going. The boys are here. He just accidentally killed the probe. Shield batteries going down. And Immortal is out. Immortals, pretty good units. Not all that great versus the fast fire rate of Marines. Ooh, some of the Phoenix being targeted down, but that means that these ground units aren't being targeted down. And, well, that's an awful lot of Stalkers still alive. All right, well, he's killed as many probes. One more probe than he brought SCVs. Okay. I think no stim was a bit of an issue there. Let's check the resources lost right now. Well, it's actually very even, if I'm honest with you. Oh, grabs another Phoenix. Well, spilling pretty nicely into Aqueron's favor. There's still no third base from Rodzyn. Looks like he wants to take it now. We may see a third CC out of Aqueron here soon, or maybe he's just going to beef his army up a lot and then head out. Second starport. That is a very quick second starport. What is going on? Is he just preparing for Colossus? I guess so. I mean, it is Colossus. Don't get me wrong. And he saw the Robo and he saw the Robo Bay. All right, he didn't see the Robo Bay. Apparently not. But I think he's assuming Colossus because that's what it was last game. So, yeah, gonna go into pretty quick Vikings, I would say. It just feels a little strange since it looks like we might see it all in. We may see another boys pull. And this time maybe a bigger one, but it might just be with like 6 or 8 Vikings just to try to help against the Colossi. The Colossuses. First Viking gonna not go down, get saved by the second Viking. Both can get repaired. Alright. Still quad Viking production coming out. Not making a ton of ground units at the moment, but has a pretty decent armies. 20 army supply up. Charge is not finished. Thermal Lance is not finished. So there may be an opportunity to push here for Aqueron, but look at how many light units he has. There's so many Marines here. But here come the boys. Here come the boys. Not all of them, but many of them. No third base ever went down. I think that's very wise from Rodzyn. I think he read this absolutely correctly. Phoenix are now going to come and see some reinforcements. Maybe. gotta wait for the boys. He brought them for a reason. Wait, did he send them back? Hold on. Yeah, he sent them back. What? What are you doing? Maybe it's because he scanned there was no third. You gotta commit. Alright, this attack, well, it's shaping up. Aqueron has 1-1 to the +1 armor of Rodzyn, so he should be up an upgrade. He's gonna drop that third CC. So just trying to delay the third base of Rodzyn as long as possible. Alright, alright. I like it. I like it. More Vikings coming out. How many Colossi do we have? 2? Alright, so not that many, all things considered. Coloxin. The Coloxin. Third base not quite done yet, but getting that long distance mining. We check the income graph. It's been pretty heavily in Rodzyn's favor most of the game. But army supply-wise, it's pretty even. Worker supply-wise, it is dead even. Alright, looks like Rodzyn wants to come over and maybe do some damage, some damage. Go for a little bit of a push. We do have Storm available. Do we have ghosts in this army? There's a couple ghosts. They don't have their shockwave ready just yet. Ooh, Zealot's trying to move into the natural base. Storm is a little bit late. Oh, there's the Zealots getting a few kills in the back line. Just a few, it looks like. Oh, no. Oh, the humanity. Okay. Most of those workers get out of there. 6 die. But most of them do end up making it. Where are the Vikings? They got to get on top of this. Ooh, Ghost not living, not getting an EMP off. Vikings are so stacked up on top of those Archons. All right, and here comes the big engagement. The Vikings are going to have to land to help deal with these units. With the Vikings gone, is there enough Vile left on the ground to deal with the Stalkers? It looks like there is. I don't think these Stalkers have blink either, so they're just going to be going down. But the follow-up may be a little bit too powerful. Aqueron is only down 5 workers at the moment. He was able to save a great many of his workers. SCV's coming off the line to fight right now, but it's not looking great. A bunch of SCVs going down there. 8, 9 of them. Even more going to go down. Oh man, it's so much damage being done by Rodzyn in this game. 17 workers, and it's just going higher and higher, baby. Aqueron, he has 3 bases, but he's at 28 SCVs. Is this where you just pull every single SCV and go? I mean, damn. Pulling back to Aqueron's, or to Rodzyn's base, excuse me. He's got those disruptors out. He's got his High Templar. Might even see another Colossus. Hey, there it is. There's that other Colossus coming out. Damn. Rodzyn looking good so far in this game. Aqueron, he's fighting it out, but he's in such a tough spot. I mean, he's so low on workers. Rodzyn doesn't really have that many workers, but he's still up like 20. He could maybe afford to make a few more. Although I guess he's mining pretty efficiently from everywhere. But Aqueron back at home. He's got his ghosts up. I mean, army supply-wise, he's not that far down, but usually the Terran wants to be up in army supply. Ideally. That is not the case at the moment. Looks like we're going to have another little engagement here. But, nice EMP. Loses the ghost for it. Here come the boys once again. Quite a lot of them this time. 20 SCVs on the way. Across the map. Oh man, but SCVs going down in the mineral lines here. Zealots and zealots and zealots. This Colossus. What is this Colossus doing? Not dying somehow. Oh, the splits were not very good. The storms were very good, and Rodzyn's going to take game number 2. Just like that. All that AoE. Too much for Aqueron to handle. That means we're going into game number 3, which could be our final game if Aqueron's not able to bring it back. We're going to have to see something big out of him to come back in this series. So far, it's been looking heavily favoring Rodzyn. I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do. I would have loved to see Stim instead of combat shields with that first push, but maybe that's just worse. You have less health, and then you take more health away for to Stim. Maybe that's not the best. I don't know. Rip. Have a good one, pal. If it gets any better, I'll let you know. Hopefully we have a little bit of a comeback here from Aqueron. Oh, gotta make sure we get into the game. Getting into the game is good. There we go. Yeah, looks like most people are in. Gotta invite all our casters. Get all our caster friends in here. I think everybody's coming in. Alright. We're good. We're good. You guys trying all the lewd commands. There's only one lewd command available at the moment. Guys gotta come up with something interesting to make those other lewd commands. Also, I don't know what you're talking about. Cock is just another word for a male chicken. I may as well have made the command !rooster. See? She agrees. Alright, we're getting into match number 3 here. Where we have in the lower right corner, up 2-0. Our Protoss player for Alpha X, it is Rodzyn. And his opponent in the upper left, in the blue, for Makers, it is Aqueron. He's got some work to do to get back into it. Down 0-2. Will he be able to come back? Will he be able to take a game off of Rodzyn? It hasn't happened so far, and we're not seeing any super early cheeses. There's no proxy racks. There you go. Help you guys out with that command. See, because SC2 Full is a scrub, his command is the scrub command. So nothing's broken. Opening seems to be the same as it always is for these guys, or has been the last 2 games. Reaper expand, Nexus before Cybercore, everything hunky-dory. Topless Chicken Man, that's only if you are the $100 Patreon tier or above. You get those pictures. Adept being chronoed out to shoo off the Reaper once it gets here. Marine is out to push away any probes or any... I don't really know what it's doing up here, to be honest with you. And then going into the factory. All things looking as they should in a normal TVP. And it's going to be Robo again. This is what Rodzyn went for in game 1. Yeah, all things coming up. Oh, it's going to be a Hellion first. All right. Do see this from time to time. It's an interesting choice of opening. Could see like a couple Hellions getting dropped in the main or something. I've seen a few players wall off. This base is actually a little bit more difficult to wall than some of the other ones. Not that I'm sure Rodzyn knows how to wall it. I'm sure he does. But it can be a little bit more difficult to do on the fly. Yeah, but yeah, Hellion just wandering around. Gonna try to get in. One Hellion, not really the scariest thing. The Reaper goes down. One probe goes down. Just one. Just the one for the one Hellion. Not the best trade there for Aqueron, but he doesn't even really get a scout. Not that there's too much to scout. There's 3 gateways and a Robo. But that in and of itself is the scout. Looks like Rodzyn wants to take a 3rd base. This observer just seeing absolutely everything. Sees the Banshee, sees the cloak, and with that knowledge will go home to help defend, perhaps. Shield batteries going up in the bases. Stalkers being warped in, observers at the ready. I have a feeling that this Banshee's not going to get anything done. We'll see though. Every now and then a Banshee that I think is going to get nothing done kills like 12 probes. I get very confused. It doesn't look like it's even going to go in. Just pulling back, waiting for Banshee number 2. 3rd base coming up. We'll see what the follow-up is here. Oh, grabs that. What was this? Oh, this is mech. Oh, all right. Very interesting. There's an awful lot of Marines here for it to be mech, but transitioning into double factory. Here come the Banshees into the 3rd base, where there are Stalkers and an Observer. Can't out-micro Stalkers quite as well as you can out-micro Marines. Ooga. I am sleepies. Kind of hoping that this is the final game, but at the same time, I really want Aqueron to do a little better. Like I don't want it to just be a 3-0. And I'm excited for mech. Like this is Hellion tank mech. It's exciting stuff. We don't see it very often. It's scouted by Rodzyn. Of course, he sees all of this with the hallucination. And currently it's 3 base to 3 base. We'll see what his plan is for this. Gonna go into Disruptor and a second Robo. Guess that's a pretty good play no matter what your opponent is going for, right? Triple Banshee coming in now. Grab a Sentry and get on out of there. And we have Hyper Flight Rotors on the way. All right, Aqueron, you are my new favorite Terran right now. Hyper Flight Rotors. We have Thors coming out. We have tanks. What a hero, man. Oh, Blink is done. Oh, cool. Who even cares about Blink? When you can have Hyper Flight Rotors. Ooh, Gravitic Booster is also being researched here. That is Observer Speed. Exciting stuff this game. This is stuff we don't normally see. Players going down on the Banshees. 4th base being taken by Rodzyn. Do we have a 4th CC for Aqueron? Not just yet, huh? Nope, just the 3 orbitals. And now that Banshee speed is done. Observer speed is also done. Banshees are going to come in and try to get some kills. Get some stuff done here. Oh, taking out the shield battery first. Forcing a big probe pull. 8 workers going down though, just like that. Is he gonna grab this pylon too? Gets the pylon. Nearly one-shotting stalkers. Ooh, one of the Banshees getting pretty low. There's a cannon here. 10 probes going down though. This is real nice. He blinks, but even speed observers are not fast enough for that. And all those Banshees get out of there. That's some beautiful damage. In the meantime, Aqueron looks like he wants to push down the center. He's at 200 supply to Rodzyn's 168. How did this happen? Somehow, Aqueron has just been absolutely killing it. And getting so much damage. Or not getting so much damage, but just getting so many units behind this. He did get some damage done. But how is the actual fight gonna go? Well, I gotta tell you, I feel like I pretty heavily favor Aqueron's army here. Now the Marines, without stim or combat shield, not quite as strong. And Thors, well, they take a good bit of damage from those Disruptor Novas. But here come more Banshees. Banshees coming in, going for the cloak. Oh, is he gonna target down the Disruptors? He is. One of them gets a Nova off. The second one gets a Nova off. I love the targeting down, though, of the Disruptors. Where are the tanks, though? There are the tanks. Big Warp and a Zealot's not going to help that Immortal out. Looks like a lot of the Banshees will go down. Ooh, some nice Disruptor Novas. Is it going to be enough, though? You know, Aqueron's supply falling a good bit. He's only about 10 supply ahead right now. And he's got to wait a long time for these units to march across the map. Oh, we've got an observer coming in to spot everything that's going on. Tanks get taken out with relative ease. How many Banshees do we have left on the field? Just 2? Oh, that was 1. I don't know where that other one went, but it died. Well, this is so interesting. So interesting out of Aqueron. I have to say, I feel like he's doing okay with it. Grabbing a 4th base. let's check the resources lost pretty heavily in Terran's favor. And income-wise, well, it is pretty heavily in Rodzyn's favor for a while now, so. Oh, we have a big attack coming in. Stalkers on the front lines, targeting down some of these armored units. Feels like there's a lot of Hellions that just aren't doing much, you know? Hellions don't do all that much damage. They're not known for their damage to big, beefy units like these. More Banshees coming out now. 3 at a time. As well as more Thors, more tanks, more Hellions. Banshee's gonna come over. Might be able to get cancel on this 5th base. Well, army's relatively close. Ooh, doesn't quite get that disruptor. Loses a Banshee in the process of trying to do so. Takes out the shield battery in the main base, which is mildly annoying. Then dips on out of there. Upgrade-wise, Aqueron going for just attack. Both players going for just attack. Screw armor. Who needs armor? That's for people who are gonna get hit. I only do the hitting. Rodzyn on 88 workers. That does mean Aqueron's army is gonna be bigger. Ooh, but if it's not in position, it doesn't matter. And Aqueron is going for a big attack. Rodzyn said, "It's fine. I'll just go attack you." He should be able to take out this 3rd. No problem. Might even be able to get the kill on the command center if he wants. Oh, we've got Hellbats attacking cannons. Banshees attacking over at the 5th base, and in the middle, we've got tanks that could at any point siege up. They don't need to just yet. Big recall of a good portion of the units, but not quite all of them. This Thor army is looking pretty scary. Ooh, big hits on some of those Stalkers as well. Wow, there's units coming from the backside. They're the Cloak Banshees. Where's the detection? Ooh, a couple good Novas connect, but some of the disruptors going down. This is such a hectic battle. In the meantime, these Hellbats have actually killed the Nexus. I think Aqueron might be able to do this, but it's so hard to tell. Thors are big, beefy, and powerful. He's up. Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Look at the supply. 195 to 125. Aqueron going to be able to take this game. It's looking very heavily in his favor. Stalkers blink forward, but there's siege tanks. Those Disruptor Novas were about as good as it can be, but it's not good enough. And our Terran will fight back and take game number 3. Make the series a little bit closer. All you guys said mech doesn't work against Protoss, and you know what Aqueron said? You're wrong. He said you're wrong. He said I'm going to play 2 games of bio, and then I'm going to win 3 in a row with mech. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. Only one way to find out. That's to keep watching. Let's hope they remember to invite all of the casters. Just post the lobby link. It's always a little nerve-wracking waiting for that to happen. TVZ build and TVP almost worked. I don't know about almost, man. I don't know about almost. Hyperflight Rotor Banshees killing them. Triple Stargate. Starport. Triple Starport. I really feel like Rodzyn just didn't know what to do against it. Like, he wasn't sure what the response was. But I feel like the response there maybe is to go like Carrier Disruptor. I'm not sure. Because the Disruptors could keep the Thors away, while the Carriers kill everything. Oh, we gotta get in the game. It's good to have a friend in the game, you know? You can join off of a friend. Make sure we invited everybody. I think this is everybody who needs to be in the video game. We're going to Eternal Empire for game number 4, where Rodzyn is still on match point. So he's still, if he wins this game, that's it. Aqueron has to win 2 in a row. Now, if I'm thinking as Rodzyn, I think now's the time to cheese. If I'm gonna do it, now's the time to do it. We'll see. We shall see. Hey, what's up, Listerine Gene? We're loading into the game. We got it going. What a game. I mean, it's one hell of a game. One hell of a game. It's very rare you see Mech versus Protoss. It's even more rare you see Mech win versus Protoss. Let's get into Eternal Empire for what may very well be our last game. If this man in the lower left-hand corner wins it, that'll be it for the day. It is Alpha X's Rodzyn. But if our blue Terran in the upper right wins, then we go to match point. It is Aqueron. We having tacos today? Tacos sound pretty good. Maybe I'll get tacos for lunch. There you go. Easy peasy. You want me to say hi? Chat says hi. Both the chicken lady and the cat say hi back. Alright, but we got our first barracks coming up. No cheese. I'm kind of sad to see. No cheese coming out of, it looks like either player. Ooh, that's a low SCV. 10 hit points. That's 2 hits, though. You can't dive in there for 2 hits. 1 hit? Maybe. Maybe. But no, everybody open and standard. No cheeses here. I'm a little surprised to see that, to be honest with you. I usually expect in a best of 5 at least one game where one of the players says, I'm going for it. I want to put you on the back foot for the rest of the series by making you think, oh, there's a possibility that he's going to cheese. I think it's a really powerful mental tool. But I guess these guys feeling too confident in their standard play to risk it all with a cheese. Well, where's this probe going, though? Is this probe scouting for something? I guess Proxy Starport might be over here, but it's an interesting scout for certain. And it is a proxy starport. Or is this probe going to proxy its own proxy? Oh man, if this probe scouted all the way up there only for the starport to be down here, that's a sad probe. So yeah, so we have double Hellion coming out, and the plan is you send 4 Hellions down around the side, you get them into a medevac, and you get to their base a lot sooner than you would if you just went medevac straight from your base. What is Aqueron's team? It is Makers. Makers. Not gonna bring up any drama that's surrounding Makers, but just know there is some drama surrounding Makers. But I'm glad decided post all of that to stick with StarCraft and still put some money and time into the scene and into these players. And I hope they feel that it's paying off as we have Aqueron in the finals here. Alright, here comes the lift up. Now, how ready is Rodzyn going to be? I'm going to go out on a limb and say none ready. It looks to me like he is none ready. Oh my god, how is that even possible? He finds the tiniest little place. Oh, a beautiful little wall off, but there's a medevac here. Oh, they're lining up. Oh, they're lining up. All right, he splits them. Nice splits. 9 probes going down. The starport flying home sees the War Prism, and he saw the Dark Shrine, so he knows what's coming. Poor SCV is stuck outside the wall. All right, there's at least 1 scan available. Getting very close to 2 scans being available. And turret going up in the main base mineral line. Oop, there's the first scan. Gets one of the DTs before the other one gets picked up. Medevac sitting over here with just a single Hellion in it. Single Hellion not really going to get much done, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's a pylon, but we have another, or the same War Prism with the same DT coming down. Gets 1 SCV kill, but then we'll get picked up and get on out of there. More DTs coming down. Is this just going to be straight DT, or yeah, is he going to go for like an Archon drop? Rodzyn thought he was queuing into Zerg today. I don't know, man. It's really interesting. He was like, if a Terran versus Zerg build works, will a Protoss versus Zerg build work? Oh, I don't know. Maker's Mark. That'd be pretty cool. Sponsored by Maker's Mark. That'd be pretty dope. I'd love to be sponsored by a whiskey. Any whiskey company owners out there, hit me up. I already have some Scotch whiskey on my shelf. All right, so this looks like it's gonna be a powerful attack. Charge is done. None of these zealots are connecting just yet, though. Oh man, but look how quick those SCVs go down. 12 SCVs dying just like that. But largely cleaned up. At least round 1. There's 2 tanks here though. Auto turret goes down. That's a lovely auto turret. That's beautiful. Somehow that Archon's still alive. Oh, trying to chase. Archon has so few hit points. I might try to go into the natural with this next one. But so far, I'd say really nicely held here by Aqueron. I mean, he's taken some damage, but he dealt some damage earlier too, so he's only behind a few workers at the moment. And he can continue to hold here for a little while. Tank's a little out of range of that area behind the mineral line, but 3 more SCVs going down. Looks like Rodzyn wants to take his 3rd base, so not going all in with this or anything. Ooh, that Raven stays alive, and a couple of Stalkers falling for it. Oh, War Prism goes down. These units gotta just walk home. Aqueron gonna go for the drop. Behind this, we have a Temple Archive Storm coming up. Forge on its way. Do we have a Robo? Oh, of course we have a Robo. It's been War Prisms. Duh. Duh, streamer. How could you forget the War Prisms? It's the most OP unit in the game. So much for defender's advantage. All right, I've heard it all. You don't need to type it in chat, all right? Third CC on the way up. 8 workers going down. What a nice drop. Ooh, Archon's going to clean up some of those Marines. A lot of those Marines going down in like 2 hits. But 13 probes have died. Rip that medevac. Body parts lying on the ground. Yeah, now Aqueron quite a bit ahead in workers. Rodzyn going to need to chrono some of those out. If at all possible. Looks like a bit of a run by in the works here. It's a slow warping pylon, so it takes a second. Maybe just planning for the future run by once the third is down in location. Ooh, Rodzyn going to attack at the front. His storm is finished. It's going to be tough, I think, to engage into this nicely, though. Ooh, a big drop. Oh my god, I love this so much. He says, you want to come in and attack? All right, go for it. I have a wall. I have tanks. He even has 2 high ground tanks, 3 high ground tanks. Very fortified position. He might be able to go get a kill on this third base. Aqueron with some nice moves here, and Rodzyn not really able to find any damage with this push out. He is delaying the third base from landing, which definitely gives him the income lead. Well, I say income lead, but it's been in Aqueron's favor, so maybe not. Prism almost goes down with a couple High Templar in it. But here comes the triple medevac. Recall goes down, but the Nexus is for sure gonna die. And there's not a lot of storms, or not a lot of stalkers here. He tries to storm the medevacs, but all 3 medevacs get out of there. Most of the units get out in the medevacs. Is he gonna get caught here by a few units? Some feedbacks might be kind of nice. Looks like Aqueron's going down into the corner. Rodzyn is actually supply blocked right now. And Aqueron gonna take his third, feeling very confident in his position. Ooh, Storm's going down, 5 SCVs dying. So a little bit of payback there. Rodzyn evening up the worker count. But this third base is a big boon for Aqueron. I was saying that he lost that advantage, but he has since regained it. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. I keep hitting the same wrong buttons. Another load up, more High Templar in the prism. Looks like Rodzyn's gonna move out again. With these medevacs coming back in, if Rodzyn's paying attention. All right, he is paying attention. But is Aqueron paying attention? Is there enough for warpins? There's a couple of warpins available. Oh, he sees the DT. Oh, and he picks up the hot pickup to avoid the Nova. Some really nice play here. Big storm. Oh, these medevacs are so incredibly low. Gets clipped by that storm, goes down. But Aqueron's gonna move out now. He says, I got a lot of army. It's time. I want to bring some of these Widow Mines with him though. A little antenna sticking up. They're kind of cute. Oh, DT getting surrounded by SCVs. Does it die in time? It does, look at that. But gets 6 kills in the meantime. So Rodzyn back up in the lead with that worker count, but he has to deal with his army. He has to deal with his army. Do either of them know where they are? Doesn't feel like it. It feels like they're a little bit ships in the night right now. We have an anti-armor missile. We do. Hits a massive part of that army. Gonna need to see an EMP or 2. Tanks moving forward slowly but surely. Ooh, some of these units get caught out a little bit. Nice dodge of the first storm. second storm doesn't do all that much either. Ooh, some EMPs go down, but they miss the High Templar. And there's still plenty of storm energy left. These tanks are getting completely cleaned up. Aqueron still has a lot of Bioforce. But I don't think there's any ghost with this, and he needs to EMP these High Templar. Otherwise, he will not be able to fight this. Some reinforcements come out. He's got one ghost, but uses the EMP on the Archons. A lot of these medevacs getting low and going down as well. Two ghosts. Oh, these full energy ghosts are not. Oh, such a waste. So sad. I love this pylon that is somehow just still right here, even though he's seen it. Just hasn't had the APM to send over a few units to clean it up. DT coming back in. Gonna get a few more kills. 5 to be precise. And Aqueron's down to 44 workers at the moment. That's not great. There's now a Colossus here. He doesn't have anything to deal with that. Ooh, a couple EMPs go down. Those are some nice EMPs. There's still more storms, but not anymore. Storms are all gone. Rodzyn, I think, is going to have to get on out of here. Ooh, a triple drop going to be going down. Another DT getting warped in. Oh my god. Rodzyn's still attacking. He's down a good bit of army supply, but Storms and Colossi can make up for that pretty quickly. And 3 medevacs full of units can be all the change you need in the world if you're attacking into somebody. Gonna force another recall. This Nexus is at full energy. Yeah, this one he's not gonna get. He's gonna have to boost on out of there, but it gets Rodzyn off of his back. Stops him from breathing down his neck. And Aqueron's gonna use this opportunity to move out. Take a little ground back as he takes a 4th base. Please, please go kill this pylon. He should get it before the second DT warps in. The first one. Nice scan. Good attention being paid here by Aqueron. I love these stalkers that are left back here, but I also really love that Aqueron just regrouped these 3 medevacs and those units with the rest of his army. Oh, Rodzyn on 70 workers though. He's up 21 workers at the moment. That is such a big advantage. Oh, storms being dropped, but the Warp Prism goes down anyways. Massive EMPs all over everything. And suddenly that extra 35 army supply of Aqueron's army is looking very powerful. It's looking mighty good. Oh, there's no storms. The Colossi are trying to get some work done, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Aqueron is just going to stomp through this. Sure, he's losing some SCVs, but he's killing the whole army. The Stalkers finally come over to play. And yeah, it just looks like Aqueron has too much. Okay, he's losing a lot of workers. I was kind of discounting it, but they've killed the same amount of workers as each other right now. Another beautiful EMP. Rodzyn's gonna tap out. He just has no more army. Workers for workers on one side, but the army was just too big. And Aqueron ties it up. We were at 2-2, guys. It was looking bad for our Terran. Chat was whining about Protoss being OP, and then, I mean, now that it's 2-2, are we gonna whine anymore? You guys seem to quiet down quite a lot once Terran started winning the video game. It's kind of weird. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird. We're getting into the next one. Lobby link has been linked. We're all in it. We're all in it. We're all good to go. Game number 5 going to be on Simulacrum. Simulacrum. I'm ready. You guys ready? Rodzyn's ready. Is Aqueron ready? He is. He says go, go, go. I agree. I say go, go, go. The comeback, indeed. Sometimes it's just how it goes. All right. We're loading into the game. There it is. Simulacrum. It's the 3rd time he wins this game. I don't know about that. He only won once. The other times were close, perhaps. Not quite enough. Get my scores correct here. It's 2-2. It's all tied up. And we are on match point. The ace match. The final game of the day. Which means I can go eat and sleep after this. I'm very excited. Not only for eating and sleeping, but also for this final game. I mean, hell yeah. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner, we have our red Protoss. For Alpha X, it is Rodzyn. And his opponent in the upper left, in the blue for Makers, it is Aqueron. Now, we were all counting Aqueron out. I was one of them. I will say it. I thought it was going to be a 3-0. And Aqueron said, no, 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 no. I'm going to go mech and win. Yeah? And then I'm going to win in a nice bio game. You thought I couldn't do it? Here it is. He did it. Damn. Once again, the opening's looking very standard. I mean, when it's 2-2, you can't really blame him. Can't really blame him for doing what's worked at least 50% of the time. But so far, the early games have looked pretty even. Like, there hasn't been any massive bops at the start of the series or anything. It's been pretty even. Cybercore coming up. Oh, that second pylon. It's the good shit right there. The good shit lollipop. I mean, wait. That's not quite right. Yeah, Balance Winer just whines about everything. It's true. I remember the first time I saw Balance Winer in chat. I'm pretty sure I was a mod in whatever chat it was, and I was like really suspicious. And then Balance Winer was actually pretty chill, and I was happy. Oh, Reaper pops in. Gonna get one probe. Damn, Reaper. Dude, Rodzyn must be tilted. That Reaper control, though, that was nice. Took off all the shields before it got hit. Nice grenade, popping that guy around, using the Nexus. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Aqueron getting as fancy and flashy as possible. Is there another unit on the way? Okay, this is a Stalker. Is he gonna kill this Adept though? No. 3 hit points. I thought for sure he had it with that grenade in the last shot. Not quite. Damn, fancy Reaper micro, but it's not enough. The Hellion comes out, but I don't really know what the Hellion is gonna do anymore. Now that the Reaper, which is used to go in the main and kind of distract, is out of here. Oh, the Hellion's gonna come in, get a ton of damage, or receive a ton of damage, and then go home. Good work. Cloaked Banshees is the follow-up here for Aqueron. Are we going to see more mech? I could believe it. I could absolutely believe it on this map. Third CC coming down first. Observer Scouts everything because we have the Robo first out of Rodzyn. That's the only tech as of yet. Hellion will finally go down. Rip that wheel. And third base getting put down for Rodzyn. Do we have enough detection out of Rodzyn? I mean, he knows there's Cloaked Banshees coming. I mean, sure, he's got a nice observer spread. All right, there's a shield battery. I think that's a good call. Shield batteries in the mineral line. First Banshee's gonna come in. There's the Warpin. Doesn't get any kills because went for the gas probes. It didn't quite get them. But of course, if it's like our previous game, yeah, and it is gonna be, we're going full bully mech. We could see Hyperflight rotors coming down for these Banshees as well. And yeah, really interested to see, I think specifically how Rodzyn deals with this. Because I feel like he has to do something different than he did in the last game. I mean, obviously, game number 3. Just the style he went for, it wasn't working for him. Double Banshee coming in. Gets 8 probes and is gonna try to get out of there. Gonna squeeze by. Might grab a probe or 2 on its way out. There you go. 10 probes going down. Nicely done. No Hyperflight rotors just yet, but there's always the possibility. Never count it out. And we've got Big Boy Mech. Again with the big group of Marines as well. Very interesting. I assume that's just to deal with any early game shenanigans. Having those Marines out is always nice. But it's going to be Disruptors. All right, and here's some Phoenix. Phoenix is an interesting choice. But I think it leads well into extra Stargates, kind of like I was talking about. You can get into potentially Carriers, which they're not great versus Thors. But if you have Disruptors underneath, the Disruptors are pretty great versus Thors. Oh, Banshee's coming back in. Oh, there's no Hyperflight rotors, which means, well, it's on its way, but it's not done yet. So this Phoenix is just gonna keep shooting these guys for a very long time. Oh, he gets most of them. That's a really nice catch here for Rodzyn. 1 Phoenix and 1 speedy observer. Look how fast this guy's going. Such a fast observer. More and more Disruptors coming out. I do really like this choice. I just feel like it was the supporting army that I want to see something different than what we saw out of Rodzyn last game. Or last versus mech game. Oh, Hellions coming in, roasting some probes. 10 of them go down. A bunch of the Hellions going down as well. Let's check the resources lost. It's pretty even at the moment. Yeah. Pretty dead even. Smart servos on the way. Banshee speed is done now. Ooh, Hellions come back in. They got that blue flame. And 6 more probes will go down for the 4 more Hellions. I think that's not bad. 63 probes now. Rodzyn does have a 4th base up, though. Man, these Thors are looking beefy. These are some beefy boy Thors right here. Hellion's moving around the bottom side. Hyperflight Rotor Banshee's moving around the top side. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh, there's no detection here. 5, 6. Alright, Hellions aren't really doing anything in the meantime. But 6 probes going down thanks to the Banshees, which I'll get on out of there. Look at those boosters. Boosters on the back. Oh, that Adept from the start of the game is now dead. It held valiantly, but it wasn't enough. Stalker's moving up to try to deal with this, but again, it feels like this army feels so much smaller for Rodzyn. It's kind of the same thing as game number 3. Those are some nice disruptor hits, but he loses disruptors for it. And the Thors aren't dead yet, which means they're still going to be getting damage done. Aqueron is up. He's been max 200 supplies. Moving across the map. Oh my god, that was a beautiful disruptor shot. Those were not bad either. Oh man, that's a lot of damage. More Thors, tanks, and Hellions coming across the map. A lot of these Banshees have gone down and haven't been the most cost efficient, but I suppose they're drawing some fire. Some of these Thors going down. Are there enough Stalkers here to break through this? They're going to blink on top of this, but there's siege tanks in the back as well. Alright, it looks like Rodzyn might be able to clean this up. But only just. And let's take a look. It looks like a little bit in the Terran's favor. But not too bad considering. Pretty even. Back at home, he's taking 4th base. Actually going to double expand. Aqueron going for the 4th and the 5th, which is good. Rodzyn is going for the 5th right now. Ooh, a ton of Blue Flame Hellions going to make their way into the 3rd base. Oh, they're getting so many kills. 14 already going down. 22 probes dying. And the Zealots come in first, and, well... Alright, he tried to get on top of that Disruptor. That was not the play. I wouldn't want to be a Hellion pilot, you know? I feel like they always just go in to die. These 4 get out by the skin of their teeth. Scans just sees a bunch of gateways. And again, I'm a little bit surprised at Rodzyn's army composition to deal with this. I really like the Disruptors. I think they're very good at this. But I feel like the rest of these units don't complement it well. The reason I'd love to see something like Carriers is because if you can take out the Thors, or at least most of the Thors, with things like Disruptors, Immortals, Stalkers, etc., then the Carriers can clean up all this stuff that doesn't shoot up, which there's kind of a lot of. But, of course, Thors are pretty damn good versus Carriers, so not too shocked to not see them. Alright, it looks like Aqueron moving up to the same area of the map that he was in before. Oh, Banshee coming in to try to get a few kills. Will get taken out, but 6 probes go down. Oh, forces a siege. Disruptor Novas come up. Don't hit anything the first few Novas. And wanted to see a bit of an unsiege and a move forward. This base gets taken out. Now, fortunately for Rodzyn, this was a 6th base, so maybe not the most necessary thing. And he still has 69 probes, so still feeling pretty good about that. Army supply-wise, it's very similar. Some nice Novas going down. Oh my god. So in the last game where Aqueron played mech, their 3-3 was about, or their +3 attack was about the same. Rodzyn just never got his +2 attack. And Aqueron is on +3 right now. That is actually insane. Damn, and +1 armor now on the way up as well. I love the way the Thor squats when it shoots air now. All right, a bit of a surround here. Is it going to be enough? Part of me says no, but then actually there's a lot of army coming from this side. Oh, but Disruptor's going down on the left. Nova's taking out lots of Thors on the right, though. But Thors are pretty good, dude. And they are at least going to trade nicely. Aqueron's still up 20 supply after this. Resources lost. I have never seen it like this. How is it even? How in the fuck? 21,000 on the dot to 25,000 on the dot. What? I don't even think I've seen one of them even. And somehow they're both even? That's insane. Okay, well, slightly in favor of the Terran resources lost. And if we take a look at the income, it's been pretty heavily in favor of Aqueron the entire time. So I would say there's a good reason why we see Aqueron with a good bit more supply. He's trying to take this base. I don't know if this base is going to work out all that well. But if Rodzyn doesn't see it, you know, that's kind of nice. He's going in on the base. Oh, those Novas were not as good as I expected. I think he still will kill this base. Oh, but has to recall some of his units and loses a whole bunch. Sees this base on his way out. Oh my god, please send one Nova into these. Okay, doesn't quite do it. Zealot's coming up. I don't like this fight at all. Oh my god, did you see those disruptors die? That was just disgusting. All three of them just died immediately. Really nice focus fire by Aqueron. And I think Rodzyn is actually about to die. He's about to lose all of this. He doesn't have a recall available. Mortals are pretty good versus Thors, but not good enough. And he's going to have to tap out. Aqueron is going to take the series 3-2. Just like that. The reverse sweep. Oh my god. We didn't believe he'd do it, but he did it. Damn, Aqueron. Looking fantastic there.